and restraint of police. A little while after the initial barricade breakthrough, we found police holding protesters, 2 or 3 police holding protesters while another one would punch or knee them. We were prevented from filming that by officers in a very aggressive fashion. They hit our cameraman, they smashed our camera. These things need investigating, don't they?
Definitely. And we'll go through the normal process. As far as the police are concerned, they are responsible to investigate all the cases, and it's for the Attorney General to frame the charges. And I've said it very clearly just now. They should do that without fear or favor.
But how do you account for that?
Because we are going into new ground. We are allowing for an assembly. We are allowing for them to actually do it peacefully. But if they refuse, at the end of the day, we have to balance between national interest, national security, with rights and freedoms. And that balance is not an easy balance to achieve, especially in a society that's in transition. But we are moving ahead. And the process of actually bringing it to court and for the evidence to come out, I think that can only be proven to the people through the normal process, which I hope.
Sorry, how do you account for that, the lack of discipline, though? We saw police not just doing that.
We haven't proven it yet.
Well,
I mean, like I said, well, then go through the process of actually producing it. And it's not to me or to anybody else, to the courts. And if the police are at fault, you cannot blame the whole police force for it. Because most of them were with discipline. Most of them, you have to look at it not only in the context of Data America, it was a process from 2 o'clock in the morning, in which case they were moving in. And all through that period, there were no allegations of restraint. Of indiscipline. They were very restrained, and they were very measured in their approach. And this is new ground for us to look at based on the new laws that we have actually introduced in Parliament.
Bersih says that the banning of them from Data America is illegal under the Peaceful Assembly Act, that if you'd let them in there, it would have been a peaceful rally, they would have had their sit-in.
She actually said that she could not control her supporters. So to say otherwise now is an afterthought, because immediately after the events that took place, she actually said that she was not able to, but if they did take the offer to go to 4 or 5 avenues. One, incidentally, is the avenue that they wanted in the second gathering that they had, which we gave to them. And I said I gave them assurance as far as their safety is concerned to the venue. We gave them the opportunity to stay in the stadium as long as they wanted. But for reasons only known to them, they decided to turn that down and go to Data America.
What does all this do to a possible election date?
Nothing. Because at the end of the day, it is the question for the Prime Minister to decide. And I believe that what we're going through today is part of his transformation process, which he has embarked a lot earlier. This is just one aspect of a peaceful assembly, but if you look at the whole process of transformation that he's bringing, where the ISA, Internal Security Act, has been abolished, new acts have been introduced. All this is part of the maturity and the moving ahead in respect of what Datuk Sri Najib is bringing about. So you should not look at this incident in isolation. And that will be what the public, and I hope that will be what the voters will be looking at when deciding on the next government.
Okay, I mean, last one, we didn't find much maturity among a lot of the policemen there. There was a great deal of aggression. You say that this should be investigated through the courts. Shouldn't this be some sort of disciplinary action within the police?
I would, and I did just now. Suhakam, the Human Rights Watch, the Bar Council, they can have their inquiries, we can produce the footages, but it's, I think, very premature to then decide that the police force were brutal, because if they were, if the police wanted to, they could have stopped them way before they even reached anywhere near the Dataran, which already we have indicated a long time earlier, they had all the alternatives for them to go to.
Was there any instruction that you knew of to stop the media from doing its job?
No,
we found that over a course of 2
not
hours
at all.
or so.
Not at all.
Well, that's what happened.
Not at all, because if there was, I don't think there would be any footages at all.
Well,
and you see, and that is.
We had footage up until the point our camera was ripped from our cameraman and
that's for
shattered on the ground.
During the process.
But that was the latest of a series of attempts to stop us.
In the process of the investigation, it's not for me to judge, because whatever I say, those who are already prejudiced and already.
I'm just telling you what I saw with my own eyes.
Agreed. But do that with the proper procedures. Do that with the Human Rights Watch. Do it with the Bar Council. you know, because by doing and encouraging, approaching me on it, no matter what I say, those who are already prejudiced already made up their mind. And that is, to me, unfair in a process which we are going through in Malaysia, in a process that we are looking at transformation. And all this is for the people. And if the people are saying it's not enough, then decide not in the streets, decide in the next election.
Okay, well, listen, thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, let me just grab that microphone again.